Welcome to Picks with the Professor, a sports betting show brought to you by a real statistics professor and his friends. Today we will be making two picks. It's a fairly short slate for Thursday, April 24th. We got, Cousin Jared here with you. You got Jake here with you. Professor's getting a well-earned day off. And Jake, I didn't give you a heads up on this, but I wanted to ask you, how do you feel like Tennessee made out on the trade with UCLA?
I think it's going to get wild. I think Tennessee's going to come out good, and I think somehow Arkansas is doing Tennessee's dirty work with the going after the little brother.
Oh, yeah. Because I saw that he is now going to be transferring to UCLA. I think, this is definitely a trade where Tennessee got Aguilar and cash considerations. So I think Tennessee's going to be more than happy to reinvest that over $1 million that they saved elsewhere in the program. So anyway, that's what I figured Jake and I should talk about. Needed to touch on college football there for a second. So as you can see here on the screen, the professor has come up with a new slide for us, but this is the slide that we're rolling with tonight. Baseball has been good, slow start this season, but we have a long track record of Sideline making pretty good picks around here. So before we get into today's picks, just some reminders that Sideline is a player-based model, so ratings reflect their current roster. And unfortunately for you, Jake, that means your Brave Spencer Strider going back on the IL, that being taken into consideration. The average grade is 100. Higher implies more runs, so you want your pitchers to have a lower grade. We're projecting an average game, but in one game, anything can happen. And anything is a good bet at the right price or number. And if you're serious about sports betting, join us over on Dub Club. The honor roll package gets you access to Discord, projections, probabilities, and price thresholds for baseball and hockey right now. Playoff hockey, lots of good stuff over there. The Sideline is churning out. Detailed summary notes on every game, and you get a bonus since we're only covering 2 games today. We're going to give you the detailed notes on not 1 but 2 games. So have that for you here on this show. And if you use the link in the show description, you will get half off of your first month. So make sure to use that link in the show description when you sign up. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the 2 games that we are going to be covering for Thursday, April 24th. The first game that we'll be talking about is the Mariners at the Red Sox, the final game of this series. First pitch at 1:35 p.m. Eastern. Brian Wu on the mound for Garrett Crochet against Garrett Crochet of the Red Sox. This game, 2 really good starting pitchers here. As you can see, 2 good offenses. According to Sideline, the Mariners offense has just absolutely come alive here as of recent. So, Jake, I have to ask you, with a Sideline says that the Red Sox win 64% of the time, a total of 8.4. We're going to back the Red Sox here at minus 160. Why do you think that is the best way to approach this game?
Because I think Crochet is just I think he is the best pitcher in baseball right now. He does a little bit of it all, and I said this one of the last few times I was on here. I got to talk about Crochet. I think he's better than Skeens. It's just Skeens is amazing, but it's I think Crochet is that guy. Plus the left-handed helps out quite a bit. Boston's offense coming alive, and I don't trust Wu that much. I know Sideline seems to like him. I don't trust him that much. And the relievers are weaker for the Mariners. The offense is like absolutely killing it for the Mariners, and that makes me a little bit worrisome. But I think with Crochet on the mound and the way the Red Sox are playing too, this makes it for an easy bet.
Yep. I tend to agree with you mostly because while Wu may be a good pitcher and Sideline is high on him, when you start getting into grades of like 65, whether, 65 being a great grade for a pitcher, or maybe the next game we talk about 65 being a terrible grade for a certain offense, when you get to that level in Sideline, it's almost difficult to assess the impact. You're looking like, well, Woom is the 30th best pitcher. How much of it is an advantage is that compared to the number one pitcher? But that is almost two standard deviations of an advantage, which is kind of almost unheard of in professional sports. And so, the Red Sox may be a slight disadvantage on offense. I don't think that's the case. If anything, I think these two teams are equally matched on offense. But pitching all around, the advantages go to the Red Sox. So I tend to agree with you, Jake. I like the Red Sox winning this final game of the series at home on a getaway day. And so here we have all of the information, all of the details that Sideline gives you for this game. We've really liked the overs in this series so far with these two offenses. But as you can see here, we've got two good pitchers. We have the wind blowing in from right field here. So adjusting, the runs maybe down just a little bit. You've got the Grand Monster out there in left field, though. So that gives you a lot of extra doubles and whatnot. Both offenses slightly worse, almost no comparison, but slightly worse against the handed pitcher they will be facing. So with all this in mind, again, we think backing the Red Sox at a price of around minus 160 is the best play for this game. And the second and final game that we're going to talk about today is going to be the Rockies at the Royals. First pitch in this one, 2:10 p.m. Eastern. Chase Dollander, another Tennessee Volunteer on the mound for the Rockies, going up against Cole Reagans for the Royals. And I'll be honest with you, viewer, we try to bring some variety to the MLB show. We do the show 5 days a week. There's only 30 teams. In college football, for example, each team is only playing, 12 to 13 games, maybe. Here, each team's playing 162. We do 5 shows a week, cover multiple games on each show. It gets very difficult not to feel like you're repeating yourself. And sometimes that's the challenge with doing the baseball show 5 days a week. But at the end of the day, we're here to give out winners. And the last time I was on this show, I gave out the under 8.5 in the Rockies and Royals, and we ended up winning that one. And I wanted to say at the time, I didn't. I should have. I would have sounded smart. The only way that under 8.5 was going to lose was if the game was 3-3 going into extras, and then you get the ghost runner on second base, and then things just kind of get out of control or whatever. We still won that game. That game actually did go to extras, tied 3-3, and we still won the under 8.5 with even all of that nonsense. Anyway, with all of that being said, I know you're going to be shocked to hear we are once again going to be going under 8.5. You're going to have to lay some juice here on this one. We're going under 8.5 at minus 120. Sideline projects 7.9 runs, but I just have no faith in either one of these offenses. Sorry, I spoke a lot there, Jake. But do you have anything else to say about this Rockies and Royals matchup?
No, I mean there's just no offense on the field. I mean, even like Dollander's new, but he's good. He gives up the long ball a little bit. That's been his issue right now. But I don't know that there's going to be enough base runners on base to really let the long ball hurt us here. And Reagans he's a very good pitcher, and going against the Rockies offense automatically makes you an extremely good pitcher if you've got a 78 rating. So it's more like having a 2 rating for the way the Rockies offense is going.
Yeah. And even in the Royals can help Dollander there too for some of the ills that he's had. The Royals offense will probably help him out there a little bit. I said it the last time I was on. I'll say it again. I don't know if I've seen, maybe towards the end of the season when they're bringing up, they have the expanded rosters and they're giving guys off at the end of, days off at the end of the season. Maybe I've seen an offense in the 60s, but man, the 64 for the Rockies offense. And it's even, this is probably even worse on the road than it is at home, because they at least had, I can't remember, scored 11 runs or something against the Nats at home this past weekend. So as promised, we're giving you the full breakdown of this game as well, since we're only covering 2 games. The things that I want to point out here is the weather is not helping us here, but again, not necessarily concerned about that with these two offenses. The Rockies offense is slightly better against lefties, which is what Reagans is, but the Royals offense is worse against righties. So that's kind of a wash. And the thing that I want to point out here is Cole Reagans is great, obviously, but Jake, you mentioned Dollander having some issues with the long ball. his FIP is 8.69, so that long ball, exactly like what you're talking about, giving up the home runs. But his xFIP is actually 3.47, and for all of the runs that Kaufman gives up, it's not necessarily because of home runs. And so I think that you're going to see something closer to that xFIP number than you are going to see against that FIP number. So I think this is the type of park, and certainly the type of offense that Dollander could kind of get things rolling with. So yeah, no faith in either of these offenses. I think it's going to be low scoring. And so that is all the picks that we have for you for Thursday, April 24th. Jake, do you have any final words for our viewers before we log off for the day?
Now's the time to get the Discord about like WNBA, NBA, NHL, all that's getting ready. I mean, NHL and NBA playoffs are already going. There's player props flying around for all the sports, and WNBA picking up. Got people giving out all sorts of winners there. Now's the time to get in.
I'm so glad that you mentioned WNBA. We have a strong WNBA following on Discord, giving out a bunch of winners. So I think that is a great reason to join. And I don't know if it'll be me or you, but I'm sure somebody will be dabbling in NFL draft props. For the draft coming up, which I believe starts on as you're watching this tonight. And so, go ahead and jump on Discord, because I'm sure people will be giving away some valuable insights as to how far they think people will fall, where they will get taken, all of those types of things. Well, thank you all for viewing. As always, good luck on your bets. And remember, you can eat your betting money, but please don't bet your eating money.